What's up, Maniacs? We're gonna do a little video here on talking about what my predictions and thoughts are on the new GP3. It's a car that I'm trying to get my hands on. I'm talking to the dealers that are around me and to see if any of them have any build slots that are available. Some of them have already sold their build slots. Some of them won't sell theirs until they know more about the car and hear the word from BMW. So I'm still working on it. If you're a dealer and you have a build slot, get in touch with me. I'd be happy to take it off your hands. But yeah, until then, here are my thoughts and predictions on what we might see in the GP3. So let's start with the exterior. The color, I think, is going to be what we've seen on the wing this whole time. And you also see it, just a little bit of it, that I think reaffirms that color in the Instagram post from MINI themselves that show the left front wheel. Right before the left front wheel, you see a little bit of the door panel, and I think it's the same color that you see in the wing, which is this kind of dark grayish, bluish, metallic color. We've got this new grille. It's this all honeycomb grille and bumper setup going on in the front. I think it protrudes out a little farther than the current F56 grille and bumper that's on the car. And I'm not super crazy about that. I feel like the wheels get farther and farther away from the corners that they used to be at, or what Minis are known for, of having 4 wheels at the corners. Now we've got a lot of extra stuff hanging off the front of those front of that car. The brakes, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be 4-pot brakes in the front, 2 in the rear. A slight increase in performance from the JCW ones. Same old big rotors. I'm not sure exactly what size they will be, but not drilled and slotted, which I think is okay. I've had drilled and slotted rotors on a past Mini, and they just warped a lot when they got worn down, and then they just squeaked and were, needed to be replaced more frequently. Those aero side sills, I'm gonna call them blades. They look cool. I'm a fan of the blades. However, I'm not sure how important Mini claims they are when they have to cut a notch out of them for the gas cap. I really wish they could have found, and maybe they will, but I'm not sure that they're gonna change a whole part just for this. I wish they would have moved that gas cap up so that we could have had a full blade without a notch cut out of it. And I also do think they go up a little high where they block that side scuttle blinker. I know you'll be able to see most of it, but I think they just cut off just a little bit on the bottom. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe they'll be different on the production model when we finally see it. As far as the wheels, I really like those concept wheels a lot. I think they were really cool, but I think they were center lock wheels, so they're not really practical for a production car that you would potentially drive as a daily driver. But I am happy that they did take and cut out the center of the spokes so that it reduces a little bit of weight on the wheels. That's nice. So I see what they wanted to keep in tradition with the other 2 GP wheel styles. That rear wing, I'm a fan. I don't think it's too big. I like it a lot. However, the rear diffuser, it looks a little plain. Maybe that's not the production one. I hope it's not the production one. But I feel like it's just a little plain for such an aggressive looking car. The exhaust, I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's gonna be titanium. It doesn't appear that there's gonna be a JCW Pro exhaust with the track mode where you click the little button and open up that second port on it. So a little disappointed in that. I do really like my JCW exhaust on my current car. And if I were to ever get my hands on a GP3, I still think I'd be okay with that exhaust. It does look pretty cool. It looks a little larger. As far as the roof, I don't think there'll be a sunroof. I don't think there'll be roof rails either. I think you want to go with a nice light roof. So in order to do that, you need to get rid of that glass and don't have roof rails. Just have a plain, simple piece of metal as the roof. It looks like we're gonna have some new mirrors, which I think is cool. I'm not a huge fan of the really bulbous design that we have on the current generations, and I think these new ones are have a little bit more of a flatter top or angle to them in that curve. So I think they'll look really cool. As far as the inlets down at the lower part of the bumper, I think both of them are going to be open from what I can tell from this concept that we see driving around. It looks like they're both open. On the current F56 JCW that I have, the driver's side one is open and the passenger side one is fake and closed off. So it looks like they might both be open, and I really like that. I like the symmetry of that. I think the hood scoop one will be fake again, which is a little disappointing, but there's, I guess, not much for it to do up there. It could feed the cold air intake, maybe. I think the trim is going to be piano black all the way around, and I'm really hoping, and I've heard that they're working on doing a piano black belt line trim out of the factory so you don't have to cover it with vinyl. If that could come out at the same time as this GP3 so that you had no chrome and all piano black trim, I think this car is going to look stellar. Now speaking of the piano black trim, the door handles, I haven't seen the puddle light, mini projection logo being shown onto the ground anywhere, which usually comes out of the mirrors or the door handles. I'm hoping that they will carry that over from the Countryman model and put it on this GP3, either out of that mirror or out of the door handle. So, it gives that cool little wow factor to impress your friends. And it could be a GP3 specific one rather than just saying Mini. So for the engine, I don't think there's going to be any surprise there. It's going to be north of 300 horsepower. It's probably the same engine that is in the brand new JCW Countryman, which I believe is the BMW B48 engine platform. So yeah, I think we'll see that, and with a little bit of tuning and tweaking to that, we'll get it a good number north of 300. So that's my prediction for that. I think it'll remain a front-wheel drive. It'd be really cool if they came out with an all-wheel drive, but that probably would add too much weight to the car that would negate that new engine with its 300 plus horsepower. So let's move on into the interior. I think it's going to have red seat belts, which are going to look killer. I think it's going to have JCW seats that are currently in F56 models, but I think it's going to have a little bit more of an accent with some gray or other color piping on it, just to make it pop a little bit more. And now let's talk about that passenger dashboard. In the concept, we're seeing the Nuremberg time 3D printed there, which is cool, but I think it'd be cooler if they 3D printed the serial number for each car and put that in there. I think it's just going to be a little bit easier to explain to friends what that is as opposed to what Nuremberg is and what that time means and whatnot. So I'd be fine with either one of those. And if it's using the current Mini 3D Make It Yours system, you'll be able to swap it out with your own custom 3D printed part that you can order through the Mini website. I think we're going to see that new digital dash. I think it's pretty much confirmed. They cover it up every time the car is around in the public and people can see it. I think it's going to be a really cool dash. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. As far as the heads-up display, I'm not sure. I think there's a 50-50 chance we'll get the heads-up display, and I don't think it's necessary, but I do think it's really cool. I do enjoy mine a lot. Seeing the tack up in there is really cool. You also see what gear you're in, but with the rumors of this being more than likely paddle shift auto, seeing what gear you're in is not as important as it is with the stick version of the car. And in typical GP fashion, I don't think we're going to have any back seats. I think we're going to have a nice bar across the back that's going to provide some rigidity or support to the car in the presence of where the seats used to be. So it'll be a nice two-seater, sporty two-seater car. As far as the transmission, I think, unless Mini comes out with some crazy surprise, it's going to be the 8-speed auto with paddle shift option. So yeah, if you want a GP3, I think you should probably get used to that. So yeah, that's it. Those are my predictions and thoughts about what we've seen and what we potentially could see in the new GP3. Again, I'm still trying to get my hands on one, or at least secure the build slot for one of them. I haven't quite done that yet, but yeah, if you're a dealer and you have a slot, get in touch. But yeah, I'm still working on that for now. Yeah, that's it for this one. Leave any comments, questions below. Tell me what your thoughts are on the GP3, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in a future video. Don't forget to wave. Oh, and real quick, if you're looking for more YouTube channels with similar content, check out Manic Motorhead's got a sweet F56 himself, and the Miniac covers everything Mini. Great channels.